Hey guys, it's James from Brentwood Barbell, and today we're talking about novice programming. So before we get into the program, let's take a second to talk about how we define a novice. So at our gym, a novice is somebody who's coming in with limited previous training experience. So we start them on a basic program consisting of squat, press, bench press, and deadlift. They train those lifts 3 times a week, and we're always trying to add to the previous workout's performance. So on Monday, if we do something, we're going to try to add a little bit to that on Wednesday, and then on Friday, we're going to try to add a little bit more. We run that level of programming until it becomes unreasonable to continue. So on day one, we're going to bring you in and we're going to focus on teaching you how to properly squat, press, and deadlift and bench press. At our gym, we have teaching progressions for all of the main lifts. We spend a lot of time on the front end making sure you know how to perform these lifts. That way we can get the most out of our novice phase of training. In addition to that, as we move forward into more complicated training, those main lifts will be sort of the foundation or the basics of every program. It becomes much easier to add exercises later on if a person has a firm understanding of how to perform a basic squat. So we spend a lot of time on the front end dialing that in, get you moving well, and then progress from there. So this first phase of programming is going to consist entirely of squatting, pressing, bench pressing, and deadlifting. We pick these exercises for a few reasons. One, if somebody knows how to squat, press, and deadlift, adding any other exercise to their program is very simple. It takes just a few minutes. The other reason is taking into consideration training economy. So when somebody comes in with limited time to train, we can get more out of them if they're squatting 3 times a week rather than maybe lunging 1 day a week. It isn't that lunging is a bad exercise, it's just that it pales in comparison when we're looking at it compared to the squat. So we're going to spend all of our time on the front end training those basic movements, and then we will continue to layer in additional exercises as we have time to do that. Alright, so let's finally take a look at what our novice program is. So 3-day split, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, typically. You're going to be doing the basic big lifts every time. Day 1, Monday, squat, bench press, deadlift. Wednesday, day 2, squat, overhead press, deadlift. Day 3, squat, bench press, deadlift. Sometimes we will play around with the bench and the press lineup depending on if we have some shoulder things going on there, or if we're prioritizing maybe powerlifting versus general strength, something like that. So this is the basic layout though that we start with. This phase typically will last between 2 and 4 weeks, and then we'll move you on to more advanced programming with a little bit more volume, and that's typically where we start to layer in some conditioning and accessory work. Alright, let's take just a couple minutes to look a little bit closer at the novice linear progression. So when we bring you in, you're going to start on this program, and you're going to come in and you're going to train on Monday, and we're going to say that that workout on Monday is a stress. You're going to squat, bench press, and deadlift. We're just going to call that stress. So that's Monday. On Tuesday, you go home and you eat and sleep and do whatever it is that you do on Tuesday, and you completely recover from that stress. And then on Wednesday, we're going to come back and we're going to do the same exact exercises, but you can see we're going to do the same workout, but we're going to add just a little bit to it. So maybe a 5-pound increase on the squat, for example. So then you go home on Thursday and do whatever you do on Thursday. You're going to come back on Friday and we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to add just a little bit more stress. So the idea with the linear progression is that you're coming to the gym 3 times a week, and we're adding just a little bit of weight to the bar each time you come in. We're going to run that until it becomes impossible to add more weight. Alright, let's talk for just a second on adding weight to the bar each session. So what you're going to have on this program is a range to work from. So on your squats, your presses, your bench press, and your deadlifts, you're going to be shooting for 2 to 3 sets of 3 to 6 reps depending on the exercise. So we're going to use our lowest rep set to determine how much weight to add for the next session. So if you look down here, work set reps, so 6 or 5 reps, we're going to make a 5-pound jump for the next workout. Right? If you get 4 or 3 reps, you're going to add 2.5 pounds to that exercise in the next workout. So I got a couple of examples. So let's say our female lifter squatted 205 for 2 sets, and she got 6 reps on the first set and she got 5 reps on the second set. Because 5 is her lowest total, she's up here in this category, she's going to add 5 pounds the next session. However, we have a different female athlete, and she squatted 205 and she got 6 reps and 4 reps. So because 4 was her lowest rep set right here, she's going to add 2.5 pounds the next session. So we like this rep range because it allows for maybe days that aren't so great, other days are better, and also we have something other than just add 5 pounds to base that increase on. All right, so every day you come to the gym on the Novice program, you're going to have scheduled work. So let's talk about what each day is going to look like. Okay, so you can see here I have some things laid out. We're going to talk about warm-up sets, work sets, rest period. Before we get into that, let's talk about what all of these numbers mean. So you can see up here, weight by reps by sets. So as we work down through our warm-up, what you're seeing here is the empty bar for 6 reps for 2 sets. And then what this athlete is going to do is strategically work from the empty bar up to his work set, which is going to be 195. So he's going to do a set at 95 pounds for 6 reps, 1 set. He's going to go to 135 for 4 reps, 1 set. And it's starting to get heavy, so he's going to do 165 for only 2 reps, 1 set. We would call all of this the warm-up or the workup, right? Now, he's coming in and he knows that 195 is scheduled for the day. So our novice athletes have a rep range to work from, 3 to 6 reps for 2 sets at the scheduled work. So 195 is the work, 3 to 6 reps, 2 sets. All right? When he gets here, we're going to tell him or her that they need to rest 3 minutes between these work sets. The warm-up can move quickly. You do not have to rest 3 minutes between the warm-up sets. You can move as quickly as you're comfortable moving. As you get closer to the work sets, you're going to slow down a little bit, and then when you actually do the work sets, you're going to rest 3 minutes between each of them. That's it. That wraps up our section on novice programming. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for checking it out, and thanks for training with us. So the novice program is meant for novices. The novice program is meant for novices.